All right, today we are diving into a book that is just this perfect, hilarious blend of modern dating chaos and cultural tradition. It's called Sorry, I'm Not Sorry by Soumeen Majumdar. And let me tell you, if you are a fan of a good rom-com, you are in for an absolute treat.
So, our story kicks off in the most Canadian setting imaginable. A bit of a disaster at a Tim Hortons. I mean, this is where two completely different dating worlds are about to just smash right into each other. And trust me, it is beautifully, wonderfully awkward. I just want you to think about that for a second. 15 arranged meetings in just 2 years. This one question, right here, it sets up the entire predicament for our main character. Seriously, can you feel the exhaustion already? I know I can.
Yeah, the book puts you right there in that sticky vinyl booth. You know the one. Your coffee's probably gone cold, you're wearing what your mom calls your good shirt, and you're just mentally preparing yourself for another interview. Because let's be real, it's not a date, it's an interview. It's this endless cycle of awkward small talk.
And just when you think you know exactly how the next hour is going to play out, bam, the entire script gets flipped upside down. In walks this woman who is the complete opposite of what you're expecting, and she thinks you're somebody else. This is the moment where all the chaos really begins. So, let's officially meet the man at the center of this whole matrimonial storm, Aarav Kapoor. He's this character who is just defined by this massive, massive gap between how he's presented to the world and, well, who he actually is.
And this slide just captures that contrast perfectly, right? On his mom's very carefully crafted matrimonial profile, Aarav is the perfect catch. He's a 27-year-old software developer with a complexion described like a paint swatch, fair with wheatish undertones. But in reality, he's the guy who once microwaved his own phone by accident. He's just a regular dude hoping for one single, genuine conversation.
Now, for anyone who might not be familiar, these matrimonial meetings, they aren't your typical dates. They're much more like formal interviews, and they're often organized by family. The goal is basically to find a spouse based on a checklist of qualifications. You've got tradition meeting modern life head on. And this just shows the kind of pressure Aarav is under. His mom literally has a color-coded Excel spreadsheet, a matchmaking matrix. She's rating potential partners. And look at those notes. Astrologically sound, a bit short. It is hilarious and, incredibly stressful all at the same time. So, what happens when a guy who's trapped in this whole system gets a chance to escape, even for just an hour? Well, he takes it. And this leads us to the core of the book, the perfect fake date, all set against this wonderfully multicultural backdrop of Toronto.
This right here is the central conflict for Aarav, and honestly, for so many people who are navigating multiple cultures. He's kind of caught in this limbo, never feeling like he fully fits in anywhere. And it's a theme the book explores with so much heart and so much humor.
And this is where Maya comes in. The book calls her a sharp-witted marketing mercenary, which is just fantastic, right? And so when she sits down and starts chatting, Aarav makes this split-second decision to just roll with it.
And that's the big question, isn't it? After all this planning, all this pressure from his family, why on earth would he throw a wrench in the works and pretend to be someone else?
And the reason is so simple. It's because he's not being interviewed. He's not being judged against some spreadsheet. For the first time in a very, very long time, he's on a date that feels, well, real. And he is not about to give that feeling up.
Okay, so now that you're hooked on the premise, let's talk about exactly why this book is such a great read. You can think of this as your personal checklist for what makes a perfect modern romantic comedy.
First up, it delivers on one of the absolute best tropes in the game, the fake relationship that slowly and inevitably becomes embarrassingly real. We all love that one, and it's just filled with these perfectly modern, relatable struggles. Everything from the awkwardness of a LinkedIn stalker incident to arguing about hockey. It all feels so authentic. All right, let's bring it all home with the final verdict. And honestly, the food metaphors that get used to describe this book are just way too perfect not to share. It's been called a double-double of a rom-com. Now, for any of our non-Canadians out there, that's a coffee with 2 creams and 2 sugars. It's the go-to, it's satisfying, it's that perfect combination, and that is exactly what this book feels like. And somehow it manages to be all of these things at once. It's sweet, but it's also got some heat. It totally embraces the fact that relationships are messy and complicated, and most importantly, it is genuinely laugh-out-loud funny. The recommendation here could not be clearer. This isn't some lukewarm, oh, it was pretty good. No.
This is an emphatic 5 out of 5. You need to read this right now kind of rating.
And this quote right here, it just captures the entire soul of the book. It's the butter chicken poutine of books. You've got two distinct, amazing things coming together to create something totally new that is messy, unexpected, and absolutely delicious. It perfectly nails that chaotic, wonderful blend of cultures.
This book is just packed with these relatable, disastrous dating moments, which got me thinking, what about you? Have you ever had some kind of matrimonial meeting gone wrong, or maybe a Tinder date disaster? Let us know your story in the comments below.